It's the Jim Fannon Show. We've come to take your mind.
Am I still on? Jim Fannon Show. Lead singer of Breaking Still is Justin Deschamps. He's with me for as long as he wants. Welcome aboard. Buckle up. Wow. I always have fun with the intro, man. I got your screen up at the back. That's a little ugly. I get your links up in the show description. I get your screen up behind us. I just only showed your Facebook page. Man, we don't know each other, but you posted the other day something about, like, if you're having a hard time kicking the addiction. I'm like, I need to talk to this guy, dude. Like, we're all addicted to something, and I'm no different than anyone else. So I appreciate your inspiration. Nice to meet you. Thanks for taking the invitation. I know it's a strange time for all of us with what we've been going through collectively over the last couple of years. So why don't you just take the first little, as long as you need, to tell everyone exactly who you are, where you came from, and how you got to this crazy place in your life.
All right. Well, my name is Justin Deschamps. I'm going to be 39, actually. I was born in Welland, Ontario, and I currently live in Welland, Ontario. Just, with, struggles and stuff through my life with my mom's murder and stuff, it led me down a dark path with addiction. But with all that said, things are going great right now. And I've been fighting hard to stay strong. It's hard with, what's been going on in the past couple of years, lockdown, and, I'm losing so many friends I went to high school with. It's crazy from this drug. But I'm glad to be, on the upper swing.
So, and I saw in your post that, how did it all start out? Fentanyl, I think you said, was your, for lack of a better term, drug of choice. So how did you get rolling on that? We know how dangerous it is, obviously. Okay.
Fentanyl didn't happen right away. Back in my 20s, I was working, and I had to get carpal tunnel surgery, and so I was eating perks to get through work, and that's where things really started evolving, and then it got into the Oxycontins, how bad those were on the street, and then fentanyl came because it was cheaper and easier to get at the time because they cut the Oxycontins off. And over time my addiction wasn't as bad, but it was always there. And just like in the last couple of years, it's probably it almost like took me. So but really? I have my music, and that keeps me going, and my wife, she's a big supporter. She's stuck around.
Glad to hear it, man. Every great man has got a strong woman behind them, so we all know that. And it's weird. I mean, the motivation is always, for all the geniuses and inventors and all the men that have done great things, they all did it for the lust or the love of a woman. They're always trying to get or keep a woman. Every creative genius and inventor that's ever been known to mankind has had it. His motivating factor was a woman. Love.
For sure, yeah. Love is a powerful thing.
So now you said it almost took you. Do you mean that literally? You almost lost your battle?
Like I was, there was many times where if you fall asleep on fentanyl and you stop breathing. And so my wife would watch me breathing, and I remember blacking out and just crazy things, man. Like just things I'm not really proud of, but you know what? Everybody goes, not everyone, but people with addictions go through things, and there's a lot of people that are addicted to fentanyl. And if I could just, inspire somebody out there to change their ways and see that, there's light at the end of the tunnel, you just got to fight for it.
Okay, so give us a little bit of a timeline. When did you start on it? How long did you use? When did you know, like, when did you have the epiphany that, like, I'm in a bad way here, I need to clean myself up? And then when did you kick it, and how long you been clean?
Okay. Well, it started probably in my early 20s, so over 15 years ago, with, oxys and Percocets. And I was always angry. I held on to a lot of anger, and this, kind of put things away for the meantime. They didn't go away, obviously. So that's what made my addiction get, stronger and stronger. And then my tolerance and with the drugs. But so in my 20s it started, and then gradually the last, I'd say 5 years was the worst. And then 3 years ago I decided to go to rehab. That gave me some tools that I needed to realize. I knew I had an addiction, but I didn't know how to change or want to change. There's a lot of things going on in my life that I couldn't see it yet because I was so buried into the drugs. But what snapped me out of it was about a year ago. My nan, who raised me after my mom's death, she got sick and she went to the hospital. And because of that, I was at around the same time I decided I needed to talk to a therapist, actually get some, help for all this stuff in the past and current things going on in my life. So that actually got me to, change my ways and decide to, open my eyes to things. And, from that point, I had maybe one slip up, and that's why I only have about almost shy of 8 months. But I mean, in this last 8 months, I have realized so much stuff and learned to enjoy, dealing with my feelings instead of hiding them under, narcotics. And with my music, it's helped me focus and, strive for my goals, because that's basically what our band name is about. When you're using, or, you're in a state of your life where, nothing's going anywhere and you just keep doing the same thing. Well, breaking still that's what that's about.
Well put. Now, I know, I think most of us have our drugs of choice. A lot of us don't think of alcohol as a drug, but it's one of the nastiest ones out there. Yeah. And I think, I'm in Dominican Republic, and, I was a daily weed smoker, but I could never drink and work. I could not function. I've never been a pill guy. And, weed's not that, you certainly can build a dependence on it. But when I came down here, I just was out of the habit, and I went 6 weeks and I never touched anything, and I was like, I didn't even miss it. It's weird how you change the environment and then your life changes. And then you've got all these unintended consequences as well. I started remembering my dreams. And then I started having vivid nightmares where my mother, who's been, gone for 12 years, and my brother were tag teaming me in a really ugly way. I was like, I got to just smoke a little bit more and get out of this. So, for those that don't know, the pull, because I don't get the pull from weed, I don't ever feel like, I drink because I like the taste. I smoke weed to get high. But for those of us that don't know the addictive properties of perks or what have you, like what is the pull and how do you feel when you don't have it? And then like, how do you stay strong to not just go grab one night, you know, like what keeps you clean?
I struggled for years and to try to get better and never could and never had the urge. And like I was on methadone for years as well. And it's now, tomorrow will be 3 weeks. I'm done methadone completely.
Attaboy, because that's a nasty drug too, eh?
It's a crutch, but you know what? Like it helped me get to where I am right now.
Well, and I think that's what they teach you on, you know, on these, you know, on these step programs, these addiction programs that, you know, it's like get on to the next, like if whatever's the least harmful of the drugs. Like if coffee and cigarettes is going to get you off heroin, then okay, you smoke and drink coffee. You know what I mean? So I think methadone's the same kind of thing. They're getting you off. It's
replacing one addiction for another. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's video games, whether it's whatever, you know. But the methadone is a longer lasting opiate, which is harder to break than anything else. But I'm there too. You know, there's days I do feel sluggish and I gotta push myself, but you know, just like anybody with mental health, and you can't just sit around in the dark and expect things to get better. You gotta get out there and do it yourself.
And that's where I was going with my personal story is like, I'm a different guy when I smoke, and you're the front man of a band, you know, and I become funny and more entertaining. I bounce off the walls. Like I don't get laid back. I like when I smoke weed, it's like I go like I have a huge energy surge. You know what I mean? And
you must be smoking sativa then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I try and stay away from the indicas because it's just too heavy. But you know, and I constantly, you know, like even when I was off it for a long time, I'm like, you know what? There's so much I like about this drug. Like I need to balance it. I need, you know, and I'm talking to myself like there are some creatively, like I mean, especially for you, you're on a stage, you know, and I do a show here, and you know, DJing or whatever else I might be doing. You know, it seems like you're really into your groove when you're in it. Yeah. So, you know, did you find yourself making excuses for? Well, I'm a better performer. I'm a better songwriter. I'm more creative. I'm all these kind of things. You find yourself falling into that trap?
Using drugs like fentanyl?
Anything, yeah.
No, I might have thought in that moment I was, but really no. But I mean, like I can still, you know, have a drink here or there. But like usually when I'm performing, I don't drink, but. Maybe a couple before to kind of loosen up or whatever. But I mean, I try to keep it not like I don't like to get too, you know, like it's got to be in consumption, you know, like you gotta make sure you only drink, like have a couple, and you know, don't let it, you know, take over you like everything else.
Yeah, right? Knock you off your game. So So like, you know, if for the nicotine smokers that are out there, this is like one of the most addictive drugs known to man, but it's also like your withdrawals are the weakest of all the drugs. Like it's just something like something's missing. You know what I mean? And I don't really.
Well, you feel sick. You feel like you have the flu times like 100.
Oh no shit!
And all you can think about is how you're gonna get your drugs, how you're gonna get money to get your drugs, or who you're gonna lie to get money from to get your drugs. It's just a vicious cycle, and I'm so glad I'm away from all that.
Yeah, bro. So do you have kids as well?
Yes, I do. My wife had 2 kids in a previous relationship, but I've been with them since they're 5 and 3. Now they're turning 17 and 15.
What? Holy cow! That's amazing. That's going to be a motivating factor for you as well.
Yeah. Now, like at least you know they don't see any of that shit, and they're you know at that point in their life where they're like little sponges, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know they're great kids, and I'm proud of them. And it's my wife is an amazing person, and she's fought hard to get me to where I am right now too. So,
oh, God bless her. Tell us a little bit about, do you do any coaching? Do you talk to people like this outside of the post that I caught the other day on the
I
Facebook?
do not actually.
No?
I just,
Okay.
like, I just want my music to inspire and, if it could help anybody out there to, change their ways or, just get a little bit of light on that darkness that's, pulling them under.
All right. Tell us about the band and the music. What's it all about? I'm not familiar with it. I did watch a little bit of your documentary there. The links are in the show description down below. Yep. So tell us about the guys and the band and what are you playing and how'd you meet and where are you going? Where are you playing?
Okay. So actually tomorrow night we play at Camp Cataract in Niagara Falls.
Oh, nice. I love that place.
So that's a little venue we got. And then the following week, was it May 13th, we're playing at Moose and Goose. We've been playing at Moose and Goose for a while.
Moose and Goose.
Like every month, for the last 4 months, we got to open up one night for Zed, the Led Zeppelin tribute band.
Okay. Yeah, the old Front 54 in Thorold.
Yeah, the old Front 54.
Yeah, right.
Like the band consists of 5 of us, myself, Nick Nello, Kat Jones, Chris Baboros, and Rob Blacklock.
What are you playing? All original stuff?
Yeah, all originals. Yeah, everything we write. So we just released an EP, April 15th, Good Friday.
Nice.
It's called Awakening.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got 5 songs on there. No Place, Autopilot, Captive, Carry On, and Devil Inside My Mind.
Am I going to get a copyright strike if I play any of your music on my show?
Maybe. I don't know. You might, though.
Who's the lyricist? Who's writing the lyrics for this stuff? You guys share it around, or like who's the songwriter?
Yeah, we all put in our parts, but like the lyrics and the melodies we work together, and the lyrics I write, and like some of the new songs, like everyone has been putting in their part. So yeah, we work well together.
Cool. And do you have a real job on the outside? Because
my wife and I actually paint. We paint houses.
Oh, you got a painting business?
Yes. Yeah.
Your own business. How's that gone through this whole
man,
lockdown and stuff? It's going to be challenging for a small
So
company.
It was really good up until January, and then January slowed right down. But now things are starting to pick up, the nice weather, and it's got to push through. It's like anything.
Is your wife coaching you behind the camera over there?
No, she's not. I'm surprised she isn't.
Thought I heard her earlier, so I was gonna say it wouldn't surprise me. Many of my boys that I talk to, their wives right behind the camera, for moral support, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come on. So I mean, I don't know if you want me to play some of the stuff. I'm a little afraid because the copyright gods will take me down on YouTube and whatnot. But any other messages you want to get out there to people that are watching you right now?
Yeah, don't give up. What are you laughing at?
Well, just I mean, yeah, I thought you were gonna say don't do it. Like just don't give up. I mean, it just sounds so cliche of course. What do you think I'm gonna say? Don't do it. Don't give up. Yeah, I'm just going through your clips here. And you made some news lately too. Chris Dubé's got an article here.
Okay, yeah.
And
that
then
was
Niagara Dailies.
Last year.
Niagara College did something on you as well. And then there's an old one here, a press reader from 2011. Tell me about your mom. Do you want to get into that? Like,
sure, yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? I heard you say she was murdered, and like I said, I did. We've never spoken before, so if it's uncomfortable,
no,
that's
fine. You know what?
I gotta ask. I mean,
that's fine. I'm okay. Like when I was younger, I had a hard time talking about it because then I can't really say I accept it, but I have to live my life, and I can't hold so much anger and hate in. But when I was 4, my mom was murdered. Like I was born in '83. My mom was 15 when she had me. My dad was 16.
Okay.
Just high school.
Holy shit.
high school kids.
Right.
And then, 4 years later, so I didn't really get to know my mom too much or remember too much. When you're 4, you don't really.
No.
I remember little things, but
Yeah.
I don't really know what her voice sounds like the technology we have today.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had back then, because then I could watch videos and, get to at least hear what she sounded like.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, 4 years ago, or when I was 4, she was murdered. And then, so then I lived with my grandmother.
Okay.
She raised me, she got custody of me, but she was missing for months. And then they found her on Brown Road here in Welland. And it was the guy that lived downstairs from us in the same apartment building on Wallace.
Shit.
Yeah. And he only did 11 years, got out on parole for good behavior or whatever. So that's where everything started for me. I was angry, I was pissed off.
Uh-huh.
I got hit by a truck when I was 17 years old, and that's what ended my hockey career. I played hockey. I played AAA my whole life.
Nice.
I won Best Defenseman in Ontario in '97. So things were going good, and then I had my ups and downs, with life, and then I got hit by the truck, and that's where I was introduced to narcotics like morphine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems.
And go ahead.
No, it just seems to be a common story. People get hurt, or they come out of surgeries, or I talked to a buddy the other day. He's had 16 surgeries, lately, and like perks are just part of his life now. And I'm always interested, because I'm like, because I don't take them. I keep morphine around because I've had kidney stones, and that's the only thing that would work for them. But they're only 5 milligrams, and when I'm hurting, I don't get pilly like I do on perks. Like perks kind of make me pilly, and morphine just seems to kill the pain, and I don't feel that drunkenness, that pilly feeling from it. So it's a common story, and my buddy, he doesn't get out of bed until he's got one in him. Right? Yeah, it's just part of his life now.
And then people start crushing them and snorting them, and they don't work as fast. And it's easy to abuse things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it creeps up so fast you don't even realize that. The few days after, you're like, oh, I can't function without them.
Yeah, and then you hit on this earlier about the tolerance. Then they stop doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then you
double up, and then you double up, and it doesn't end there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's a great story, man. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you spent the time to come on. I hope the band does great, man. I miss Front 54. It was one of my favorite venues, man. And we went there all the time. I mean, I've seen so many acts there.
The owners are great too. They're good people.
Yeah, no, and they're long-standing members of the community as well. And somebody asked me where my profile. I changed my profile picture lately, but for the longest time, who was it? Oh, it's the one. It's this one that's up on the Zoom. Like that's Mike Farkas. That's at Front 54.
Okay, yeah.
And he just I was I emceed the Theater Crisp. They were opening up for My Son the Hurricane, and I was introduced.
Dan O'Shea. I love that guy. He's
great guy.
He's so helpful. I appreciate him so much.
He's one of the best mentors and a good sobriety coach too, man. Because he's been there and done it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And it's the drugs of the least harm. I don't know, but it sounded to me like, he's okay, maybe smoking now and again. I remember talking to him, and he says, "Yeah, I'm thinking it's been a while, and I'm gonna try and I'm gonna smoke." And I'm like, "Really? Are you nuts?" And he's going, "Nah, it's not the same. Like it's alcohol. It's I had the problem with alcohol led to all the other shit that was a problem for him, and."
Yeah.
He was a high-level functioning addict, though. A party, maybe not so much an addict, but just a guy that would party too much. And what a great inspiration as far as a sobriety coach. Like even for me, a guy that's a recreational user, I met him outside of my real estate office one time. Like, Dano, it's like it's so good to talk to you. He's just such a sweet guy.
He's awesome. They're in. I think they're in the Sioux right now, or they were in the other. That's where actually my dad's from. And that's another great thing. My dad and I always had a on-off relationship, and I was angry and couldn't let things go. But in the last year or so, we just started like rebuilding our relationship, and we talk every day on the phone in the morning, and it gives me good advice, and it's nice to have that back.
Mm-hmm. What else you got back outside of the obvious, effects of the drug? What else have you saying? Hey, yeah, now that I'm clean, I noticed this.
I know how to, deal with emotions properly, or if I'm, frustrated and, something's not going right, the first thing in my brain is not, I'm going to go run and get high. I know how to address things. And it's like, just, getting to experience things for almost like the first time again,
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Cool, man. How about the creativity aspect? Has anything opened up for you there? Are you writing different type of songs now that you're clear? Are you sleeping better? You got more,
things are evolving. Things are evolving, which is great. We got another like 5 songs almost ready to start recording again. So finish that the album, and I just can't wait to play shows and get out there and being on that stage, and then going out into the crowd after and engaging with the fans, and hearing stories of how what song they connected with the best. And it's just such a great feeling, because growing up and getting to see like my favorite bands, like Adam Gontier is a huge inspiration for me for songwriting and music, and I got to meet him, and I say to him stories, how I connected with songs, or like how people connect with my songs. It means so much to me. Like, it's such a good feeling.
Cool, man. Well, I wish you all the best of luck. I'm really glad that you took the time to come out here, and thanks for posting that the other day, because even for guys, like, I don't consider myself an addict. I mean, I might be when it comes to coffee in the morning, and even that I took 25 years off, but like, I love my coffee in the morning. And since I've been down here, it's been a different ballgame. I want to learn Spanish. So like, I just don't smoke the weed anymore, because I don't want to, like, a messy head. It's weird when your motivation crops up from anywhere. And I'm not saying, now rum is the one that sneaks up on me now, because down here it's like heroin. Like, it's sugarcane based, and it's nasty. You have 5 drinks down here, it's like you had 20 at home. Like, it's off the hook. So even for a guy like me that really doesn't, like, is a kind of a weekend warrior or recreational user, I call myself an occasional abuser, because I have been known to get tricked and play cards till dawn with my boys, but like, it's not an everyday thing, but
exactly. Well, you're allowed to have fun once in a while, but as soon as it starts becoming an everyday thing and affecting your daily life, and that's where the problem lies.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, even for a guy like me, when I read that post the other day, I'm like, I feel like I need to talk to this guy. Like, I'd love to hear the story. I'd love to hear your inspiration, what keeps you strong, about the support mechanisms in your life, the people that coach you, look up to you, how your kids and your family and your wife keep you in check and keep you on the straight and narrow, because, hey, this has been a tough time for all of us. You know what I mean? And I've lost a lot of buddies over this last 2 years that just said, fuck it. And, the street drugs aren't safe anymore. Even the perks aren't safe anymore. Like Coke, perks, it's like they're just trying to mix it with whatever's the cheapest. And the Chinese fentanyl is flowing into the country almost unchecked. So it's not the good old days where you had a safe supply. Now
it's not the 80s anymore.
No, now you got to be really careful. So like I said,
it's all in who you surround yourself with. You got to cut those people out no matter what. Even if you want to help them, you can't help anybody until you help yourself.
Well, that's a great way to leave it, man. Tell us where we can find you. I got the links in the show channel, but
find us Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have a website, breakingstill.com, and Spotify, Apple Music, all the main streaming platforms, YouTube.
All right.
Give us an ad. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it very much.
No problem, man. I'm going to keep you on for a couple minutes after I stop the stream. So thank you very much, my brother.
Cheers.
And the stream, and I'll keep you on here.